taking me up to a tree, and he's talking about it and everything, and he said, "You're looking at it, but are you seeing it?" And I didn't understand what he meant. It's one of the, and then in the end he told me, he said, this tree has got food in it. And there was, well, Richard grew up in there. I said, there are. You're not actually seeing what you're looking at. You throw that piece of rock or whatever stone into the river and how it ripples out, ripples out, ripples out.
Trees that were here were black box trees. Mm-hmm. So we planted red gums, we planted some wattles that are appropriate for the wet area. And somehow we've got to overcome artificial fertilisers and artificial pest control, and some of us all trying to learn that a bit, at the same time grow food. Now, to grow grain, especially wheat and, for our daily bread, is very hard, because to grow those cereal crops you really need to have no competition on the ground. This is another indigenous plant called Nida goosefoot, and you can see all these simple plants, little trees coming up here. Bigger trees that have come up before. Starting to change their minds a little bit, some of them, and include different plants that will add fertiliser to the soil naturally, excuse me, rather than throwing tons and tons of artificial stuff on. Huge amount of money.
As in your Yorta Dunkalo means mighty waters, big waters. I believe it's like totally the river. Talking to different people that has been on country and had connections with the river over years, they have a feeling that it draws them. And I can understand that, because it does exactly that for me. through our generations that you look after the country and let it be healthy, then you will be healthy too, healthy country, healthy people. We have the lakes system, and Uncle, he always shows and tells how that system, that's like your lungs in your body is the ones that filters out your blood and filters out things, and that's what the lakes systems do. And if you don't look after those lake systems also, they don't. Everything else starts to suffer, and and those tributaries and creeks, things they're all like your veins, your capillaries, and things like that. And if you block them up, if you do no good with them in your body starts to deteriorate. So it's the same thing with the river system. Yeah.
Caused 3 of its biggest rivers to swell, and they all meet at Echuca, which is about 200 kilometres north of Melbourne.
Last year, it came fast and without warning.
More than 250,000 sandbags have been laid across the region, but there's a new...
512 homes were damaged or made uninhabitable by floodwaters.
The volunteer services, emergency services and the locals in the area, that's what we really do.
The Murray River, which is expected to reach major flood levels as early as tomorrow.
So we're standing out at the edge of Richardson's Bank, out in the Gumbow Forest, where we got together and built together the levee bank to protect Trumbury, Gumbow, Leachville, Kahuna and Kundrook from the floods. What it meant is from the local community put together a levee bank that was 18 k's long, kind of from what is Trumbury Estate all the way through to the Trumbury Weir. Some of that runs through the bush, and it is all on existing levee banks, which had been built over 100 years ago originally, through some private property, and all the way effectively along to Trumbury. It's pretty mindful as we built it to make sure that the natural environment was preserved as much as possible, which meant working around and within trees and so forth as we went. And the soil was sourced locally to make sure it fitted with what was already here. In the Gumbow Forest as kids, we spent all our time out here camping, riding bikes, just enjoying the environment. So when it came to doing the work to protect protect the property and so forth, we're really mindful of ensuring that we preserve the environment out here as well. So the memories of being out here as kids and growing up out here, and then complementary with doing a whole lot of work out here to look after both the forest and the bush, and also the private areas, really resonates, and it's a great thing for us. Yeah.
Geez, forte.
But again, nature's been doing this for thousands of years.
Sure.
How dare we white men think we know more than she does? And, we start, if you look up there, see, that one is Rose of the West, they call it, Eucalyptus macrocarpa, and it comes out with a big flower. Went to school locally and played my footy and sport here, and you just get used to where you've been, except you never stop learning. That's the important part.
Yeah, it definitely has a calming, healing feeling. Otherwise, I don't believe anybody will really come back.
we better find out why we do the things we do. It took me some time, but I really